So the Minister of Justice has spoken concerning the 10 cases thingy that Bushiri posted out to his followers to say, you know what, I want you to get the idea of why he did that. He did that so that people would think there's no ground. They just persecution. You know, that's why he keeps putting in his statement, you know, it's gonna be a great victory for the gospel, tararam tatata, and the followers chew this up and gobble it up as if it's true. So when he spoke about the 10 charges there, he spoke about it as if that was it. You know, they took these cases, there's nothing there, they threw them out. But there was actually an analyst on Newsroom that I'm going to play a video of, and then I'm going to play a video of the Minister of Justice responding directly to the 10 thingy that he mentioned on that post, to say he's misinforming people by how he posts about it. But I'll talk about why does he do it that way in this video. It's the Share It Show, the daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time of hearing the show, check out some other videos that are down in the pinned comments. I'm going to check you out over there.
Point, there isn't a handwritten judgment, that, authorities can make a reference to. So there is a bit of confusion. There's a bit of discrepancy when you look at the statement that was released by the Justice Department yesterday, saying that of the 13 charges that they're taken, basically, about 10 of those met the threshold for Shepherd Bushiri and his wife to be extradited back to South Africa. You look at the reaction by Shepherd Bushiri himself on social media platforms, and he says, well, this is a remarkable victory. 10 of those charges were thrown out by the court, and they're only facing 3. So what is what? So we got to speak to the Minister of Justice about this exactly, and this is what she had to say.
The Department of Justice, that we've been able to make an application of extradition. So it's victory of work that we have done. We will follow the process, as we always argue, that we must allow the judicial process to be taken on. We've noted that the couple has applied for appeal. We don't think there are grounds. We don't think that they will be successful because the case that we have made is very strong. So we will, once that communication has been done, communicate through the channels. Obviously, it's Interpol working together with SAPS that they will have to bring here. And we're looking forward for our judicial system to kicking in and also being able to find justice to the victims.
In the statement released on Wednesday, the Justice Department said, of 13 of the charges presented by the state, 10 were considered in court and deemed sufficient to warrant prosecution for both fugitives. But Bushiri, in a social media post, said 10 had fallen off and 3 remained, labelling this a remarkable victory.
The 10 cases that he has to face are in the South African courts. When you send through the request to extradite, you do indicate these are the cases that he has to face, and what the court will have to look at is that is there a merit for you to extradite? So there are conditions of extradition in terms of that they would look at whether the person can face torture, the person can be killed, and all those things. So there's no such. So what we must look at, the basis of extradition have been met, and we are confident that those will bring him back, are sufficient enough to bring him back. When he gets here back, he will have to argue with the South African court, because remember, he's on bail of certain charges. Those charges have not evaporated. Those charges remains. He and his lawyers, the family and his lawyers must go and argue. So there are separate cases or charges that his wife is facing. There are separate charges that he himself is facing.
You can hear it's not that the cases are dismissed, and that's pretty much that's about it. No, it's that he still has to answer to those cases, and it's exactly what I said in the first video when he made those particular things, to say by saying these cases have been dismissed, is that, remember, they are putting forward cases to show that you have things to respond to in South Africa. the importance of the cases that are being presented in Malawi is to get you back here. Then all the charges, you still have to argue them. You can't argue those cases there. Those cases must be argued here. This is why I said they are saying victory because they don't understand. The people, the followers, don't understand. It's misleading. Because you see, Bushiri is going the route of trying to appeal to the High Court and then appeal to the Supreme Court. So he knows as he drags this whole process, it looks like there was never a case. But he knows every single time he gets a judgment that is going to go against him, he just has to speak in a way that kind of chops up his side of the story. He's appealing to the viewer's ignorance. He's appealing to the lack of understanding of what is being spoken about to the viewer. Okay? He's hoping that you don't understand it so that he can use the information whichever way and just keep delaying the system, using the system for his benefit. Okay? He's trying to use the system to his benefit. The process of extradition just has to show that you have to come back and answer for a lot of things. Now, also, there is something that the analyst also mentioned on Newsroom, that there are cases that pertain to Bushiri himself and not to the wife, particularly him forcing himself in the whole Kwaches. But then the violation of the immigration law applies to the both of y'all, right? The Banking Act thingy, it applies to the both of them. So the mandams must answer to those particular things and so forth. And that shows you the weight of these cases, and the fact that even in the first thingy, even in the first video when I made about him, his reaction to the judgment, I mentioned this particular point that, you know, there is a way that he portrays his information that does not portray the whole story, because the whole story is not favorable to him. Now, also, another thing that you will hear in that video that was at Newsroom, I'll leave both videos down in the description below, is that the judgment isn't in written format. So you can't just go back and just directly quote from the document. It was only what the judge said when they were in the court. It wasn't written down. And so that's another thing that creates this mishmash that he has now, that he can say something and then the justice minister is like, no, those cases have not been dismissed. It's not like these cases don't have waters. They have waters, but it's back down here. And the studio analyst also mentions again that if you actually look through the details of what was actually what the judge looked at and said, yeah, you should go back and answer, it does not even include the 100 million case. Okay, this thing tells you that there are other charges that they are still in response to that they're probably not telling you about. So when he talks about, oh no, the other 10 charges have been dismissed, even on the video that he made, he's bringing up this idea as if the sole reason why he's doing it, it's so that he can look innocent all through. The goal of Bushiri's direction of narrating what's happening right now, it's solely that. His sole purpose is to make it look like, because remember, what's in his mind is that he can keep appealing until it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. So it just looks like what? People are persecuting him. It does not look like, wait a minute, all these courts actually come to the same conclusions. You know, the court in South Africa deemed it important for him to be held to answer for these things. He ran away. Now he went to Malawi. They followed due process, everything. The judge looked at the the information that was handed over and said, yes, you should go and answer. And so now he can go appeal somewhere else. Do you see what's happening is that he keeps trying to discredit all these things by bringing up a statement of his own that's contrary to what the reality is. That's why I was calling to say, guys, just face the truth. Deal with the truth in the previous video. And so the reason for the person that's watching me right now, the reason for doing what he's saying right now, or why Bushiri is answering like this, is because as long as he can delay, he makes that delay, even though it's part of his strategy, he makes the delay look like persecution. And then he affirms the follower to just keep supporting, even though you can see that the law is written all over it. He's trying to create it he's panning this idea that they don't have a case. So when the way he speaks about the 10 cases, it's as if, oh no, there was nothing there. There was nothing. But then the way the Justice Minister speaks about it and the analyst speaks about it, you can hear. No, it's so the sole goal of these cases is that these cases are still there. He will still have to answer to them when he gets back. It doesn't dismiss the cases. Otherwise, why is it that you lost the judgment and were forced to go and appeal somewhere else? And so this proves to you that he is using this information to mislead his people. He's using this information to mislead his people because they don't understand it. And we must be watchful over that. We must be careful over that. You as a follower, me, I'm clear. Me, I'm clear. You who's a follower, you must be watchful over things like that. You must be watchful. Wait a minute, why is this person speaking like this? This is dodgy man business. Why is it that what the books are saying, what the court is saying, does not align with what the mandam is saying? Why? It's because he is intending for you to come to a point where you see it as persecution. Then he knows he has you for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or however long he intends to drag this for. You know, of course, the Justice Minister said they want to try and get that dismissed. That like the whole appeal, just because they know what he's doing. They get it. They see, he wants to play the system, you know. And funny enough, when the Justice Minister was being interviewed there, she had gone to a local court thingy where they were having issues with certain cases being processed wrongly, and the organizations involved in that particular area were sending complaints, and so she is there to answer to people misrepresenting the justice system in South Africa, in that particular Palm Ridge court. And so even him, in the very same thing, he's misrepresenting what's happening, even in his own. So this shows you there's never going to be a justice system that Bushiri actually agrees with. He can just play like he does, you know, and all that kind of stuff. When it was South Africa that was saying, hey, you should answer to these things, it's xenophobia. Now he's in Malay, he can't say xenophobia. He'll just say, no, it's victory. It's dismissive, and it does not paint what this case's merits are. What he's doing, it's to win the person, so that through the period of him going to and fro, he can look innocent. He can stay innocent. Yeah, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. It's the Rick Reality Show, daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes will be down in the pinned comments, and I'll see you over there. Do not fall for deception.